In this video, I am going to be going over some tips for the rogue in Dungeonborne regarding PvP. So basically how to win more fights in PvP as a rogue. So I see someone in front of me. I was hoping I could go invisible and they wouldn't see me, but they saw me. I tried jumping down to get a backstab. Backstabs are super powerful as a rogue. I accidentally get one there. And I think I am probably going to freeze this person in a second. It's another rogue. What you want to do as the rogue, the game plan as the rogue, is get someone, like, do as much damage to someone as you possibly can. You'll probably get quite low yourself, and when you start getting low, you freeze them, heal up, and then fight them while they still haven't healed. So they go invisible to try and get the jump on me. Now they freeze me here, which could have been bad, and then my camera angle goes funny because I think they backstabbed me. But after they froze me, they didn't heal, and that's their mistake. If they had healed after they froze me, they might have been alright. Like, yes, my healing potion would have been kicking in as well, so I still would have been getting health back. But if they used a bandage or something during that while I was frozen, that would have been pretty bad for me. But they didn't do that. Maybe they didn't know that they froze me or something. I'm not entirely sure. But the game plan as a rogue is to do as much damage to someone as quickly as you possibly can, and then freeze them either with a crossbow or with just a normal attack. Petrify works on both. And then heal while they're frozen, and then, you know, throw like a thundercup flask or a fire flask at them or something like that for when they wake up out of the petrify, and then just try and finish them off, because you'll be on like 75% health or 100 HP and they're still going to be at like half health or something like that. So that's generally what you're going to want to do. But of course the rogue isn't the guns blazing class, it's the sneaky stealth class. I go into stealth. I hope this person doesn't see me. I go a little bit faster because I've got the stealth perk on that makes you invisible. I think it's for 6 seconds, which isn't a whole lot of time. So I do have to speed up a bit there, and then I just take him out. So that was also a rogue. They did use their petrify, and during that fight, if you watch it back, I heard them use the petrify because there's an audio cue for it, and then I just blocked, because you can block the petrify, and if you block the petrify, you don't turn to stone. So I heard them use it, and that probably would have been bad for me, because then they would heal and they would probably try and reset the fight. So if you hear someone use petrify, you want to block. So that's what I did there. So I stopped their petrify, and then I was just able to kill them, and I still had my petrify if I wanted to use that there, but I just didn't really need to because I didn't get that low. But you can block petrify. If you hear the audio cue for it, you're probably just going to want to block until the rogue's next attack, and then just go back to business as usual. But if you hear them use petrify, you're probably going to want to block that so that they don't, you know, run away or try and heal up and then kind of reset the fight a little bit while you're still low, or any of that kind of stuff. So I hear someone here to my left just a second ago. I just go sneaky stealthy mode. I see them opening a portal. Well, they're about to open a portal, so I immediately go invisible because they didn't see me. Then I just sneak up behind them. You got to speed up a little bit at the end there because the stealth doesn't last for that long, and I guess they were just low. But also backstabs do a whole lot of damage. If you backstab someone, there's a whole lot of damage, especially if you're backstabbing with knives that aren't really bad. I've got the worst knives on in this match for all of those 3 kills, but if you've got some better knives, then, or some better daggers is what they're called, then you're going to do a whole lot of damage to someone if you backstab, which also means if someone tries running away from you, that's just really not going to go that well for them. But stealth is very good, and if you pair that with the backstabs and just take people by surprise and try and make them panic, that's going to be very, very, very good to do. So I heard someone up on the rooftop a second ago here, so I'm kind of expecting them to be up here. They would have also just heard me kill a goblin, and sure enough, they are in this area. I pop a healing potion. You generally want those going during a fight, no matter what class you are. Always going to be useful. Even better if I petrify someone that's already active, I can go straight to the bandage. So I hear them fighting again. I guess they didn't hear me fully, so I used my stealth poorly there, expecting them to be right around this corner. They grab a wraith, which is now on cooldown, so now is going to be a very, very good time for me to kind of hop into this fight. This one's one of my first times using the rogue. I don't think double swords is that fantastic. The dash is really off-putting in one of the hits of the swords, but you can use it if you know how to. But I now prefer the daggers, but this is actually an older clip. I did the newer clips first. This is an older clip, and I was just trying out the swords. So we're both a little bit low there, and what's this person doing? Has he just gone AFK? No, I petrified him. Sorry, I petrified him. I healed up, and then I thunderclap flask him. I think he's trying to whip out a flask or something. He's trying to whip out the right flask. I backstab him. I'm pretty much full health. I don't know why I'm running away here. I shouldn't be running away. I should be pushing him because I don't want him to heal. I guess I'm trying to avoid his Thunderclap flasks that he's holding out. I don't think he knows that there's going to be a cooldown on that because I think he used one already. I use my Thunderclap flask. I think I just miss. And now I'm going to try and finish him off with the swords here because they do a lot of damage if you can hit the shots. I get super low, so that person gets me really low twice in that situation. But Petrify is your friend. Petrify and then heal up, try and reset the fight as much as you can, so you basically have like 2 lives while they only have 1. That's kind of the whole idea. And also in that fight I did pair that Petrify with some stealth at the start as well. Didn't get a backstab though. You always want to go for the backstabs at the start of the fight if you can. But yeah, Petrify, stealth, backstabs, that really is pretty much the entire game plan. And also heal when someone is petrified. So in all of the fights I've had so far, I've been the first one to see the other person, but what do you do when the other person sees you first? I'm fighting some roaches here, and then I think this is a rogue that comes up behind me, and I don't really want to get close to them. I want to know what class they are first. I didn't know what class they were just from looking at them. You also have a shield, which is pretty scary. So I'm not feeling very happy about fighting them right now. I want to be at full health, which I am now because of the healing potion. I want to get rid of these roaches because I don't want the AI to get rid of the petrify that I put on the enemy. That's one thing you got to be aware of as well. You don't want the AI or the NPCs or the mobs or whatever to put someone out of the petrify once you've just put them into it. I go invisible in case they miss a shot because of that. Then I use the petrify as well, and then they just die on the next hit. So I don't know what happened there. I'm putting this one in because I thought it was funny that I only hit the person once and then they just died, but they were just pushing me like a madman for no reason. I just thought that was absolutely hilarious that I literally only hit them, I think, once in that entire fight and they just insta-die. But the tip there is run away if someone is chasing you and you don't really want to fight them right now, because Rogue is like the fastest class aside from Druid and Panther form with their pants. So you can just run away from pretty much anything if you want to. And also, even though you don't want AI to be around when you use your Petrify, you can use the mobs to try and get a couple of hits on the opponent you're trying to fight, because you can just outrun the mobs and just dodge the mobs. It's much easier to do as a rogue than it is with any other class, because they're the fastest class. So what you can sometimes do, especially if you're just looking for PvP and you haven't really cleared any mobs, is you can just like run through rooms if someone's trying to chase you down. And then if they start getting hit by the mobs, that's when you can try and, you know, take them out, because maybe they're a little bit low already. But, yeah, also Rogue is definitely the easiest class to just run through rooms with. Like, in general, you can just run through rooms and, like, only go for PvP. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so some last things to mention. The passive Stealth Prig Venom for strength is probably going to be one of the best things to go for. It's like a very low passive to get to. And then when you're in stealth, if you just do an attack while you're like coming out of stealth, then if they don't block that, if the opponent doesn't block that, you just do a lot of damage. You do 25 damage every 0.5 seconds for 3 seconds, which is like 25, 50, 75, 150 damage, I think. Which is like a pretty decent amount for just attacking someone when you come out of stealth. And if you backstab someone while you're coming out of stealth and you hit them with this, that's going to do a lot of damage, as well as like a little bit of damage over time. So it's just like extra damage, really. And obviously if you get the second strength to get condition, which is a lot of strength, you just get 50% lifesteal on stealth. So it's going to be a very nice way to get health back if you want to. I don't think anything else is going to be that fantastic, because even if you like go for this, where you enter stealth after you petrify someone, they're probably just going to be able to see you in stealth anyway. Unless someone doesn't know you're there at all and you're invisible. Like if someone knows you're there and then you go invisible, they're probably going to be able to see you because they knew where you just were. But if they don't know you're there and you're invisible, they might not see you because they're not thinking to look for any signs of invisibility or anything like that. There's no audio cue for it. If you're far away enough and if you're crouching, you can't hear the footsteps. So unless someone knows that you're there, you can go invisible, but if someone knows that you're there already, then going invisible, which is what this perk does basically, isn't going to be very good. And then if you don't like any of these passives, you can also just go for whatever you want. Like stamina might be okay, because even though the passive maybe isn't fantastic in your opinion, you can just go for extra max life. So if you ever don't like any of the passives on any class, you can also just go for like what it says at the top. So this increases physical damage, this increases strike damage and movement speed, then this increases max life, so just go for one of those as well. Having a crossbow on is going to be very good, and you're probably going to want a couple of incendiary flasks or thunderclap flasks to wake people up when they come out of the petrify, so you can just like immediately slow them down straight away with a thunderclap flask or something, and then finish them off with the crossbow, or just throw the incendiary flask for extra damage while they're around the area that you petrified. But yeah, I don't think the rogue is going to be a very good class. It was pretty hard to get the recording of this video. None of the other classes were that difficult to do. This one was probably quite difficult to do. If you're in teams, rogue can definitely be annoying. If there's a lot more going on, I think the rogue might be a little bit better, but I don't think they're going to be fantastic for solos, unless you really just like third party absolutely everyone, in which case you might have an easier time. But also there are other classes that can third party a little bit easier as well. Like if you third party someone as a druid, you know, good luck to that person that you're third partying, because they're just gonna die. It's like, it's gonna be a lot easier to do as a different class, I would say. So I think the rogue is okay. You can kill mobs quite quickly, but I don't think it's going to be the best choice ever, especially for PvP. I think it's gonna really just not be that fantastic. But you can manage it, you know, if you use your stealth well, if you use your petrify well, if you've got some nice stackers with a nice crossbow and you're using a lot of flasks, I mean, you can probably make this thing work if you want. The nice thing about it is you can practically like run past all of the mobs. So if all you want to do is PvP, then this is probably going to be a good class to do that with you, because you can just instantly go into stealth to lose any AI that you don't want after you. And you can just move really quickly, and obviously you do have that high base interaction speed as well. So, yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.